On the 3rd of this month, it was Friday, our chairperson addressed a press conference where she labeled us, specifically 3 of us. Why am I saying so? Because out of the 6 members, it is myself, Honorable Basaliza, and Honorable Jacqueline, who are former members of Parliament. So she called us political rejects. The people should be thrown on the dusty bin. But the Honorable Chief was also former pastor. I said former members of Parliament. So, that His Excellency appoints us because we are political failures, which is completely wrong. To me, that was disrespecting the appointing authority and undermining His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, with the Commander-in-Chief. For your information, honorable members, we are not. She even went one extra mile that some of us on ARVs. Members, can you imagine? You are heading a human rights body in a country. We are supposed to supervise to ensure that the people access drugs. And you tell your fellow commissioners that on ARVs. To me, I think that was beyond. But let me set the record very clear. Myself, I'm not a political reject. Altogether, remember, I'm well conversant to this subject of human rights. I have a master's degree in human rights. I'm a research fellow of Makerere University on human rights. The 5 years I was in this parliament, I was a member of a standing committee of human rights. We used to look at this human rights annual reports which the commissioner was presenting. Members, when I was in Uganda Police Force, it is on record. Myself and other senior police officers, like Johnny Kamia, Asani Kasinje, mentioned them, Kasima, we wrote a human rights training manual for Uganda Police Force. I did the same in Sudan. I did the same even in Somalia. So His Excellency, when he appointed me, together with these other members, he looked at my CV. So they will say that we are not rejects. Even if you have lost an election, members, you are very useful. Our senior here can be our witness.
Honorable Simeo, let's go to the next question.
This one for your information. Members, this morning I was looking at the constitutional commissions of this country. Majority members on those commissions are former members of Parliament. So can we say those are political rejects? No.
A non-performance, they allege. Masters, BA, LLB, postgraduate, LDC. So really, when you political failures, on political failures, I left Parliament in 2006. 20 years on the road, I didn't compete even. So I'm not in the politics. My senior counsel knows. So that was very unfortunate. I also add my voice that when she comes tomorrow, she should apologize. She should really apologize because that was so bad. I got a message from my daughter saying, Daddy, you want to kill mommy? Because I'm requesting a prayer, that Daddy, you want to kill mommy? I hear you have HIV. He said, when? Me, no. That one really was unfortunate. We are not there. Even if we were, it's all right. Now on guns, that is just total cover-up of many things. If we are supported by about 12 people with SFC.
No, we are not certified. And our humble prayer, Honorable Chair and Honorable members of this commission, we need investigations. We need investigations. I know the IGG reports before this committee. Kind employ her and their team. Let this matter be investigated. Because what has been said, there is no investigations, there is no what, but the file was opened. There is a case reference. We are ready to give our statements on this matter. Altogether, members, you have mentioned, there is one who touches everybody. The people you represent are suffering. You are people's representatives. 215 files have been closed unceremoniously. So what answer are you going to give to your voters, my senior in Nakawa? That what happened to your files? So it IGG investigate this matter of the conclusive end. Everybody is willing to make a statement. Okay. Then another one, the name appears. Someone asked about Pauline Nansamba. She's a director, Mutumba. She came in with the chair. For me, I found her there. She came in as a PA, but I think by the time I came in, she was either a senior human rights officer, HR, but has moved from human rights to principal. Now she's a director, then the acting director of another department, then the chairperson of the contracts committee, then the chairperson of the freight committee. sources everything in UHRC. That is the fact, and nobody should hide away from it. Okay, another point, Honorable Chair, and answered. Then someone asked that suppose, honorable members, you the free petitioners, if you are involved in these travels, would be anything for you to complain? Sir, there is a lot. We are not complaining because we have been excluded for the travels, sir. We have traveled, but there is a lot. For example, the NSSF fund, where the chairperson, by the time she came in, it was not eligible to access the NSSF because it was 56. But it forced the commission to contribute to her for 4 years. That is on record. Altogether, the issue of salary increment, it is this committee, Honorable Chair, which approved the 10.4 billion. Out of the 10.4 billion, 2 billion was a salary enhancement. But that money was divided without our knowledge. To the best of my knowledge, I know Parliament is not which has the mandate to divide the salary for commissions. I hope they are correct. But it's our chairperson and other people sat somewhere and divided the money. Oh, that one is in our, what is in our report? I beg your pardon? Yes, I was, but the way it was done.
They just give you enough.
Which is enough. So someone has said that before you lodged these petitions, was there any internal mechanism which you employed members? There were so many. It is on record, and you can call the minutes of the last commission meeting on Monday, 9th March 2026. I went on record. These honorable members can be there with witness. I told my chairperson that can we solve these internal issues internally? Can we first have an internal mechanism among ourselves? The way my sister, it was a negative response. Not once, not twice, not once, not twice. With the petitioners, we have met our minister, Honorable Norbert Mao, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. And we said, please, can you come and have a meeting with us? We have requested the chairperson, can you call the minister to come? We have not interacted with him. But even these issues, we have managed to bring them to his attention. So the one of IGG have answered. And members for according us this opportunity to interface with you. And we are very grateful for your fellow member, Honorable Seung, for having raised this matter on the floor of Parliament, and then the Speaker gave instructions. Honorable member, as my colleague has mentioned, we are 6 commissioners, but 3 of us, myself, Honorable Basais, and Honorable Jacqueline, we observed that the commission was not moving in the right direction. And as a result of that, first of all, we approached the head of State House Anti-Corruption Unit, General Henry Isoke, and I advised that please write to the appointing authority. At the same time, we approached the Director General Internal Security Organization, said this is what happening in the commission. He told us, please write to the appointing authority. So we wrote to the President, and the dossier is here. After that, we advised that that is not enough. Please go ahead and write the Inspector General of Government. Wrote the Inspector General of Government. She called us, 3 of us. We went and had a meeting with her. We explained everything, and we presented a document. On that day, honorable members, the IGG opened up a file. With your permission,
Honorable Simeo. Honorable Simeo.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Stephen has told us the same information.
And that's what I was coming to answer now.
Okay.
When you're asking that, where are the facts? We have the documents here. The dossier to the President and the dossier to IGG. Honorable Chair, with your permission, allow us to tell you the truth. Because we are here to speak the truth. And the Bible says, speak the truth,
allowed you already, that's why we gave you the microphone to tell us.
So, kindly allow us to go word by word, paragraph by paragraph,
thank you. Just
sentence by sentence,
we would love
telling
that.
you what is happening in the commission. Thanks a lot, Honorable Chair and members. The President is dated the 12th of February 2026. It is addressed to His Excellency General Retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda and National Chairman of NRM. From Commissioners of Uganda Mercy Commission, Honorable Simeo Nsubuga, Honorable Colonel Retired Stephen Basaliza, and Honorable Jacqueline Atwairwe Rwabukuruku. Subject: threat to government image due to gross corruption in Uganda Mercy Commission by the Chairperson, Mariam Wangadya, and Commissioner Crispin Kaheru. Your Excellency, as your cadres appointed to serve on your behalf at the Uganda Mercy Commission, UHRC, we have authored the report to bring to your attention serious concerns about the corruption within UHRC, which poses a significant threat to Uganda's national image. Brief overview. Background. The Uganda Mercy Commission Act provides for the establishment of the Uganda Mercy Commission in pursuit to Article 51(1) and 58 of the Constitution, and Section 4 of the UHRC Act provide that the chairperson shall be a head of the Commission, be responsible for the direction of the affairs and administration of the Commission, and supervise the work of the Secretary. On the other hand, Section 9, subsection 3 provides that, subject to the powers of the chairperson under Section 4 and the general control of the Commission, the Secretary shall be responsible for carrying out the policy decisions of the Commission and day-to-day administration and management of the Commission. B, be responsible for arranging the business for and recording of the minutes of all of the decisions and proceedings of the Commission at its meetings. And C, perform any other functions assigned to him or her by the Commission. Section 12 in Section 4 of the Act has been abused and misused to render members of the Commission, the Secretary, and the staff voiceless. It has facilitated the autocratic governance style of the chairperson to thrive and rendering all the other people voiceless. Operating at the policy level, the chairperson is expected to have eyes on and hands off on the day-to-day management of the Commission, and yet embrace all other members to give strategic guidance to the Commission. But this is not the case in the Commission. The misinterpretation and misapplication of the provisions of the law has resulted into dictatorship and acts of impunity in the Commission, purported by the chairperson and supported by Commissioner Crispin Kaheru and a few staff with whom they work with. Effects of the misuse of the above provisions on the operations of the Commission. Members of the Commission have been excluded from both local, regional, international strategic engagements and other routine activities, such as stakeholders' engagements, as well as scrutinizing the budgets to facilitate strategic decisions making by the Commission. While the accounting officer, Director of Finance and Administration, and other staff have been coerced into submission to the authorization and dictatorial rule of the chairperson, and other staff have been forced to resign, others blacklisted and accused of insubordination, lack of loyalty to the institution, while others have been labeled anti-government or opposition. At the same time, others have been threatened with non-renewal of contracts or contract termination. For survival, some staff have resorted to seeking favors through falsely accusing others and advising all members appeasing the chairperson in order to survive. The chairperson asserts that her office interacts with high-profile stakeholders and handles sensitive matters, which require special desk and funding. Hence, the allocation of a budget for stakeholder engagements under the office of the chairperson. So asserts that the funding should not be subjected to any scrutiny by the staff of the Directorate of Finance and Administration and Accounting. That amounts to the remuneration of the person, of the chairperson, and using the chairperson to a mere beggar. Yet the chairperson deals with high-profile stakeholders and handles sensitive issues. Resulting from the above situation, Honorable Chair and members, it was therefore directed that all funds under the office of the chairperson should be paid in advance or to the personal account of the personal assistant without any scrutiny or questioning by the accounting officer or any finance staff. In trying to maintain a strong internal control system and instilling financial discipline, the accounting officer has been subjected to extensive threats, coercion, intimidation, branded incompetent. Subsequently, the roles of the secretary accounting officer was split between the two junior staff in order to pave a way for further impunity. Honorable Chair and members, the commission planner was specifically assigned the roles pertaining to the administration, human resource management, finance, and the coordination of the commission affairs. In a letter dated 3rd November 2025, the chairperson directed the commission planner to report directly to her. This has entrenched impunity and paved the way for budget manipulation and empowering the planner to work on the budget under close supervision of the chairperson. Assisted by Commissioner Crispin Kaheru and Director, Complaints and Investigation and Legal Affairs, Pauline Nansamba. Honorable Chair and members, budget manipulation never existed in UHRC until December 2024, when additional funding of Uganda shillings 10.4 billion was received. The funding was meant to boost human rights activities through it took the personal effort of the Honorable Chairperson, who now feels she should be the one, who now feels that she should use the funds the way she wants. The accounting officer, members, or any other person should have no say because they not mobilize the resources. To the additional funding was to enable the Commission meaningfully participate in regional and international engagements to defend the human rights record of the country and to defend the status of Uganda Mass Commission, a prestigious status which puts UHRC among the top rated and respected human rights institutions regionally and internationally. Honorable Chair and members, UHRC holds a status since its inception, but it is the brink of losing it. Participation of UHRC in Geneva Global Alliance of National Human Rights Institutions was suspended. The budgets for international travels managed, controlled, and used by the chairperson, mainly for personal aggrandizement, together with her favors people, Commissioner Crispin Kaheru and Ms. Pauline Nansamba. While it is clearly indicated in the approved budget that is travel for chairperson, members, and staff of the commission, the user department cost center remains an office of the chairperson that determines the specific categories of people that must travel under budget line. Honorable Chairperson and members, during the budget implementation, payments are demanded with a high level of impunity that undermine corporate governance principles practical in any civilized environment. The members and a few staff are nominated to trips that are sponsored by organizers and receive no facilitation from the commission. Yet available funds are ring-fenced by the budget handler for the selected few. In the year 2024-2025, the financial members, Uganda Cents 280 million was released, and in the financial year 2025-2026, Uganda Cents 400 million was released. Below are some of the trips and beneficiaries benefited by the cost center. United Kingdom and USA in January 2025. Chairperson, 32,412,000. Commissioner Crispin Kaheru, 32,412,000. Nansamba Pauline, 28,860,000. Visa, Uganda cents 2,100,000. Air ticket, 169,736,200 Uganda cents. Top up for the UK and USA trips. Chairperson, 5,402,000. Commissioner Crispin Kaheru, 5,402,000. Nansamba Porini, 4,810,000. Visa fee, 1,380,000. Trip to Nairobi, November 2028. Chairperson, Uganda cents 10,804,000. Commissioner Crispin Kaheru, 11,134,999. Pauline Nansamba, 10,838,000. Dolini Mukunyu Nabata, 4,995,000.
Excuse me, honorable members, we have those figures for those of